Hello, welcome to another episode of Meaghan Chitwood Live, powered by BNI. In this episode, we have a very special guest who is going to share with us a great story that we'll then talk about. And it's all about a different change in perspective on how we ultimately treat people. So let's get started. And you can catch us every Monday on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And we also have our replays on Instagram as well. Here's our special guest, Keegan Chitwood. How are you?
Good.
Good. This is how our conversation is going. I'm out of town, isn't it? Good.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. All right. Awesome. So we were talking a couple weeks ago, right, about a book that you were reading. And I want you to, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and I want you to share what Greg said about his electronics.
He's nice to all of the electronics around his house, just in case there's a robot versus human war.
Just in case there's a robot versus human war, and
he's nice to nerds, just in case they save the world.
And he's nice to nerds just in case they say the word. And he, just to be safe, right? So Greg says that's the reason why he does all of that, right? Just to be safe, just in case. And what did we talk about? How does that apply to the world today? You don't remember that part? I just think it's such an interesting concept. Now, we might not have a war of the robots, right?
Yeah.
We might not have a robot war, but how many times is there a chance? How many times have we potentially been mean to someone or not been kind to someone? And then that someone turns into someone who's really important to us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to say a little bit more about that?
I don't really know anything else.
I love having these kinds of conversations with Elin and Keegan because
it's usually just me.
It is, you and I do have more of these conversations than others because you like to have like philosophical conversations about how the world works, right? Yeah. And like I said, it just, you never know. I remember Elin sitting down and watching a movie, and it was about a dancer, and she was trying to get this role dancing, and she steals a taxi in New York while it's pouring down rain from someone else who was trying to get into. Why does your face look so funny? Huh? You'll remember after I said this was Elin was watching the show, not you though. And so she was pouring down rain, New York City, hailing a cab. The dancer jumps in front of the person who does not have an umbrella and is getting drenched wet, and basically steals her cab. Guess what happens when she gets to the dance studio? That is the person who is deciding who gets the roles. Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was the person who decided who gets the roles for that particular thing. And it turned out, right? And so she didn't have a real good chance of getting that role after she did, right? So we just have to, again, I'm working with my children about this, but I think it's good for the entire world that we think about how we are with each other, because you never know when that person is going to be one of the most important people, whether that's your business or it's for you personally, or if it's a customer, or if it's somebody who's going to write a bad review. You just never know when we're going to have a robot war, and all of our electronics that we've thrown around all over the place are going to be really upset with us and come after us first. They could come after us first, couldn't they? Yeah. Anything else you want to say about that?
Not really.
Not really. I just loved this story, and I thought it was so amazing to have him come on and tell it, because again, it just gives you another way of thinking about the world we live in and how we are being in the world. And when you're building a referral-based business and you're trying to grow your business by 30%, putting a lot of wonderful, positive energy out there is the best way to do that in the long run. All right. Thank you for coming, Keegan. Can you give him a nice, sincere without me having to tickle you, a nice, sincere smile. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.